right, Steph, we're actually moving along, heading to Virginia City.
30 miles an hour.
Woo! 30 miles an hour. Got some snow chains on now.
Some really kick-ass snow chains.
Yeah, nice ones.
We're gonna be jealous. Hey everybody, we are here at the 2016 Virginia City Paracon. Of course, always with me is Mr. Doug Carnahan, who is always a gracious host, putting on the most amazing events. I've narrowed it down to doing very few Paracons, and I'm always going to be doing this guy's Paracons because I have the best time with this guy right here. Doug, thanks for inviting me out again, and tell us a little bit about what's happening here and what everyone could expect to see here.
Yeah, well, this year is the first year that we've kind of expanded our venue and our location. We've grown so much in the last 6 years, and it's hard to believe it's been 6 years.
Amazing.
But this is our 6th season that we've had put on the Paracon here in Virginia City. Now we're here at the amazing Delta Saloon. That is so locked up in history. Upstairs here at the reception area that we've got the Paracon going on.
Yeah.
We have vendors, room for the vendors. So it's going to be an amazing Paracon itself, and then I'm so looking forward to new locations for the investigations tonight.
And that's what's interesting. A lot of people have been saying to me, because this is my third time being here with you guys, and every year you keep adding more and more interesting places, and you're not getting away from the older places because you incorporate those as well, but each time there's always something new to look forward to.
I think it's important. I mean, it's great to keep in perspective the places we have been before and the history about that. But there's always, in a town like this, I think it's one of the most haunted towns in America.
That's why I love this place.
There's so much more history and interesting locations to be found. So tonight, again, this is the first time with the Delta Saloon. We're going to be in here investigating this location. I've had the privilege of investigating it privately. And we also did an amazing seance last night down below where we got crazy activity.
Awesome.
So this place is rocking. Another new place that we're going to is the Union Brewery.
Yeah, that's new to the list. I'm excited to check that out. I haven't been there yet.
That also has a big history. It used to be an old biker bar in the day, and it was one of the first places back in the 1800s where they actually brew beer here. Wow. So one of the first breweries in Virginia City. But then it graduated on to a biker bar kind of situation. It's been abandoned for years, and new people have come in and reopened it up. And now they're allowing people to come in, and that place is crazy active as well. So I think it has a lot of amazing history that we're going to learn about tonight as well. And then again, another new location is the Mark Twain bookstore.
Yeah, that's very interesting as well. Yeah. A lot of people have been talking about that.
So what's cool about that is there's two really separate issues: the bookstore itself, and then you have the basement below. So the basement is extremely active.
I haven't heard about the basement.
Yeah,
that sounds great.
So those are 3 locations that we haven't been to yet. Now we're going back to the McKay Mansion tonight,
which is always great.
Always
very
awesome.
Interesting.
Yep.
Love that
place.
So
it's going to be a fun and very interesting investigations tonight for everybody around because it's new. They don't know what to expect, and I don't think anybody's going to be disappointed.
Looking forward to all of it tonight.
Yeah.
So awesome, and thank you very much for having us out here, man.
I love it. We love having you. You're always a big hit here, and everybody loves you.
Awesome.
And we love having you out here.
Feels like I'm just visiting family reunion.
Yeah, it is, and that's what's so fun about the Paracons. It is that we meet new people, old people that we've been friends with for years. It's like a huge family reunion.
Exactly. Lots of fun.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to be bringing more from the 2016 Virginia City Paracon to you guys real soon. Thanks so much, Doug. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Okay, everybody. Right here, Barry Conrad, longtime friend of the show, and obviously one of my favorite people to do Paracons with. Barry Conrad's been investigating for many years. Very, very well known in the field. He's done some really high-profile cases. Some of my favorite stuff watching. So Tell us a little bit about what you've been up to and what you're planning on doing today.
One of the most important things that I worked on recently, I had a show that aired on the Destination America channel on September 1st of last year called Case Files Unknown. And we had a very powerful story. The first segment of that show is called The Ghost That Screamed. And why that story was important as a researcher, because I tried to bring real substance in evidence of an evidential nature to what I do as being a cameraman. And we found an officer named Brian Coyle. He's in St. Paul, Minnesota Police Department. In 1984, he captured photographs at an accident scene in St. Paul near Highland Golf Park. It's actually a wooded area. It's a very curvy road. Unfortunately, the sad part of it is a lot of young people were in an accident. They hit a tree coming around the bend on a foggy night 2 days after Christmas. And the officers were close by. Mm-hmm. Two officers, Brian and his partner, and they got there and he took photographs as they would do, processing the scene. Didn't see anything out of the ordinary. The sad part was that a young boy, his name was John Bulwar. He died, his head hit the windshield and snapped his neck. A very, very sad story. The other kids fortunately survived. Oh. Very sad from the standpoint that he hadn't really got a chance to live out his life. He was
just beginning,
yeah.
You know?
There's so much more to do in his life, I'm sure. I'm sure it was very painful for his family members. But if anything was good to come out of this thing, was that the officers, or Brian rather, took photographs. And when the police lab processed the photographs several days later, they called Brian in. Again, Brian hadn't seen anything out of the ordinary when he took the pictures. But as you know, in the paranormal world, a lot of things that we don't see show up on our cameras, especially in the digital age. But this is film before digital photography was a constant. Mm-hmm. And the most amazing pictures came out of that session. There was these streaks of light that surrounded the car in a cocoon of energy. The body of John lying on that front seat, he's got pictures of the body. You see streamers of energy ejecting from the body. Perhaps the most amazing shot of all, on the wide shot of the car taken from the driver's side, you clearly see John's face, almost like it's enlarged, looking down where his body is positioned in the car, screaming as if he's screaming no. It's a very, very startling picture for a number of reasons because it's so darn sharp. Most of the time in the paranormal field, you don't see things of that high definition. You do see good things, but this was a really exceptional photograph. And it's almost like he captured the soul leaving the body. He was there at a very expeditious time. He was there within moments or minutes rather after the accident happened. Yeah. The boy just expired on the scene according to the children. They said he was breathing a little bit, then he expired just before the officers got to the scene.
Started doing their stuff.
Remarkable set of photographs.
I've seen the photograph before, and obviously when the last time we did the demonstration and we're showing it, I was affected by it. It's an amazing photograph. And like you said, a lot of people see it and it's almost unbelievable. It's like, whoa, what's going on? And you can't deny what it is.
That's right.
It's a face of somebody screaming. As a matter of fact, a couple of days ago, I was talking to somebody about that picture, saying, this guy I know, Barry Conrad, has a photograph of this kid who was in an accident, and you can see the face of the boy screaming.
Right. And you have to remember, Stephan, that we tried 2 years to get Mr. Coyle to talk to us. Being a police officer, yes. I don't think he wanted to let that get out there right away. He sat on this stuff for years. And sat on these photographs for years. He sat on them and tried to not gain any kind of publicity at all. Fortunately, there was a psychic named Echo Bodine who had a friend working at the police department who heard about these amazing photographs. And after quite a bit of phone calls back and forth, months later, he did finally give an interview to her. And she did publish, I think, one of the photographs in one of her books that she did. And that's, wow. But he had not done any television, so it was the first time he ever did anything for the television camera. So I feel fortunate that he was able to finally give us the true, complete story on camera of what happened. And he's a very, very honorable man, credible man.
And being involved in law enforcement, they're very hesitant to get involved with something like that because it's so new age and controversial. I was like,
That's right.
and he's got a credibility about him, and reputation is everything when you're in law enforcement.
That's right.
So it's like they're not just running around going, look at what I got, you know.
That's right.
It's kind of like, well, I heard you have this, and they're just kind of like, well, you know.
That's right. That's right.
Not really just jumping forward, which even makes it even more valid of credibility.
That's right.
They're holding off. They're not trying to exploit it.
Yes.
They're trying to hold it out because it's more of a personal experience as well.
That's right. And there was one other thing on that show, Case File Unknown, that we found that had never been seen before. There was a woman living in kind of a shanty, really, a shack, very, very poor conditions, and she had no money or anything. She was recently divorced. Her name was Twyla, and she got these amazing videotapes with her. She had a laptop, and she set it up at night in her bedroom. She felt like her bedroom was haunted, and she had hundreds of hours. Not the greatest quality. It was like a low resolution recording, but you can clearly see the most amazing, colorful, multicolored lights dancing all around her as she slept. And we did present that also in that show, and I found that to be quite evidentiary as well in the field of the paranormal, because I've never seen that much shot like that. And that many a variety of colors that were, and they were very bright and glowing, floating around, transposing into her body and doing different things. And I thought that was kind of a breakthrough piece of video.
That's awesome.
So it was interesting.
Awesome. Glad to hear it, and glad to keep bringing us all this great information and all this evidence. You know.
Oh, you're welcome.
Really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I enjoyed being here, and good luck with the show, and we'll see you inside.
We will talk to you soon, buddy. Thank you, Barry Conrad, everybody, here at the Virginia City Paracon 2016. Thank you.
Thanks, Devin. Great. Did you get that? Oh, wait.
Yes, I did.
You forgot to put film in the camera.
Oh, crap.
We are here with Mary Hull, a longtime friend of the show, and friends in general, para-friends here, okay? Anyway, tell us a little bit about your presentation. I was at your table, and you were able to play some of the EVPs from Camarillo State Hospital, which are really, really good. You know, a lot of people play this stuff for me, and it's just all static, and you're kind of like,
shh.
yeah,
What does that say?
yeah, and they're like telling me it's just I'm a demon, blah blah. It's like, no, but your EVPs were nice and crystal clear, and you could hear everything extremely precise. So tell us a little bit about the EVPs. You've done Camarillo State Hospital multiple times over the years.
Yes.
You, out of all the people that I know who've been there, you've presented to me some of the greatest evidence, and I've been doing this for 2 decades, and the stuff that you show me, I'm very impressed with every time.
It has a lot to do with my equipment. I give credit to my equipment.
Well, what kind of stuff are you using?
I use the Zoom H4 because there is no static. It catches the recording raw.
Like I'm saying, what I was hearing was crystal clear.
And a lot of the ones you were listening to, I'm not asking questions. I'm more so just doing my own thing, either looking at the room around me, tapping on the wall, what's this made of? And then I hear them more interacting with me. One of them that you heard, the male that called my name, that one I heard. That was an audible. I heard him.
And it's not like you're trying to matrix out something and hear something in the back of the mind say Mary. It was crystal clear, man's voice saying Mary.
Yes, and it was just myself and another female co-investigator, and that place, though, is alive. So, I don't think I have to do too much when I enter that particular place.
That's good. And like you were talking about before, you've been there multiple times, so I think that has a lot to do with them interacting with you. They're familiar with you. You're not some brand new face looky-loo who's running around going, is there anybody here
Hello, what's your name?
What's your favorite color? How old are you? Blah, blah, blah. You've gone through those series of questions.
Plus, I've done a lot of research on that location, so usually the units I'm going into, I, for most part, know what they are.
Yes.
And I will, maybe talk about what I already know. More so not question aloud, like, talking to myself, but aloud. Oh, I wonder what this was used for, even though I already know the answer, hoping I'm going to hear an answer back. But yeah, Camarillo, well, it's just not Camarillo. I mean, I've gotten several other places, but the ones we presented today were from Camarillo. Just last night when we were investigating, I was being touched. My hair was being touched.
And where was this at?
That was the Wash Show.
The world famous Wash Show Club,
yes,
of course.
Yes, and my hair was being touched and pulled, forward towards my neck. That's okay. But I don't know, I just go in and be respectful too, as though I'm going into someone's home. They live there, and I don't know. I hear the same questions over and over as everybody else does. What's your name? If they want to tell, I'll tell them my name.
And I think that's a big thing. They keep seeing these new faces asking the same questions, and that's got to get old. That's never cool. But when you see a familiar face, and that familiar face was friendly, why wouldn't you come out and say hi? Hey, here I am. Remember me?
Yeah, and I think the one saying that male, the particular male that had said Mary, I've gotten several recordings where my name is being called at that particular location.
Yeah.
This one, though, they're not all audible like this one. And this one I was with another female. And so I did ask, did you just call my name? And she's, no. And later on that day, she's like, why would I call your name? It was just you and I. Who else would I be talking to?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I don't know. It's just, you hear them. And
For sure.
And I was caught off guard. Sometimes I am caught off guard because you're walking down the halls, the place, and I know what I've caught in certain areas, and I expect to hear like maybe a child, which I've caught in several times in a certain location, and then all of a sudden like that, I'll catch a man. I did see, it was actually during the same visit, I did see a male, and it was daytime. He caught me off guard.
Oh, really?
I was walking past a restroom. My co-investigator, she went into the restroom, and I was outside of it, and I took a couple more steps forward, and there was a full body apparition of a male. He was at least 6'5", and I said, I can't believe my response. I covered my eyes. You can edit this out. I covered my eyes like this because I didn't want to see him. I had never responded like that. And I was just, she comes out of the bathroom and I'm like this.
Yeah.
What's wrong? And I'm like, I was like speechless because I couldn't even believe I responded that way. He caught me so off guard because it's broad daylight, and I'm not there. People sometimes go places and they like to scare each other in the dark. I prefer to go during the day, and especially to that particular location.
So there's no weirdos hiding in the corners or something weird.
That, and I also, the patients were all awake during the day, or for the most part, awake during the day and alert, or drugged alert. But, at night they were in bed and asleep. So I felt that I get more activity during the day, and that may be the reason. They were actually roaming around during the daytime. So I try and research the locations too, as much as possible.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I enjoy the EVPs the best. I think that's my only piece of equipment now, is my recorder.
Sometimes it's what it takes. Everyone buys all this equipment, and then there's that one they always seem to go to. It works best for them.
Yes.
And I think you do really good with the EVPs, and
Thank
I'm
you.
glad to listen to them anytime. Anytime you want me to check them out, you just let me know, and I'll come over and listen to them.
Maybe I'll go on one of your radio shows one night. And
Sunday, I've been asking you for like 4 years now.
I know, and we can play some of those EVPs.
Yeah, you even have your own radio show, and you still won't come on mine. So what's the deal with that? What's going on with that, people? So.
Yeah, all right.
Awesome. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, and looking forward to more of your EVPs.
All right. Thank you, Stefan.
Thanks so much.
All right.
You're ready.
All right. Once again, another longtime friend of the show, Mr. Don Snags is here. Tell us a little bit about your presentation, what you're talking about today, and then tell us a little bit about the after sessions you're doing with the EVPs.
Well, whenever we have the sessions where I'm speaking to a group, then I tell them about kind of like my life and about the psychic. And I try to tell them about the psychic part and the paranormal and how you don't want to just go with just a psychic on your team. You want to have someone to question that all the time. You want to have scientific evidence to back up. You don't want the psychic coming in there and go, okay, we got 3 ghosts. There's George, Mary, and Fred. That doesn't mean anything. If you go in there and say, we got 3 ghosts, George, Mary, and Fred, and then you do a recording and they say their name's George, Mary, and Fred, you got scientific evidence to back up what you said. So I like to have the scientific part question me and kind of like challenge me, and then, prove me if I'm right or I'm wrong. I like to do it that way. And then after the speaking engagements and stuff I've been doing at the Paracons and stuff, I do private EVP sessions. Now, these aren't EVPs like in the investigative field where you're going into a building and you want to get the spirits at the building. I go in to a closed area, I rule that out. I tell them right up front, nothing with the building or the property or anything can speak. They're silent. I ask for the guardians, the guardian angel, the guide, people that in your past have passed away, or even animals I got today.
Cool.
I asked for them to come forward and answer. And it's amazing. Today, one person asked something about the dog, her dog, and the EVP we got was, "Arf." I'm like, damn, that's a dog.
Yeah.
She goes, that's my dog. So,
good.
you know.
How fun, though. You know, that's great. You're kind of brushing away. We're in this haunted building, but let's put these guys all aside. Forget about the history.
Yeah.
You're the person, the subject. Let's see what's following you or who's with you. We'll talk to them, and you get those.
Plus, I always, when I do it, I also say only positive things. I don't want anything negative coming through.
Yeah.
And, you know, if someone would come in with negativity and I would feel it with attachment, then I'd try to take care of that anyway. I wouldn't want them to have something stuck with them.
Yeah, because there's something negative, whatever, you want to get rid of that. Brush
Yeah,
that thing away.
yeah.
You don't need that following you around, so stay with the positive.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, excellent. It's definitely good to see you, buddy. I'm glad
Hey,
to
it's
see
nice
you.
seeing you, man.
I haven't seen you since last time we were here, almost a year ago.
It's probably been a year ago, yeah.
We were at school and stuff like that.
Yeah, last year we did the school. Last year I was Winnie the Pooh.
That's right, you were.
Yeah,
How
did you
come
see?
we're not in costume today?
I was Spider-Man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Doug asked me to speak earlier than I was supposed to, and I was doing sessions, and I go, okay, right away. And I went in and I got my Spider-Man thing on, went out in my coat, turned around, oh, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's
Yeah.
doing EVP sessions.
You know,
That's so cool.
It's just to keep everybody in a good mood and keep them happy and light,
Yeah.
you know, because that's what you're here for. You're in a community and with a group of people who don't think you're crazy. You know, people have had similar experiences. They all want to relate and tell their stories. And, you know, you got to keep it light. But I try telling them whenever I do that, I go, now, just because I'm joking around when I do this, when I investigate, I'm serious. I go, you'll find out. If you investigate with me and I'm the group leader and you start messing around, I'll kick you out.
Yeah.
I go, that's all there is to it.
No time for that.
So I go, people have to understand. We don't do that run up and grab your butt from behind and make you jump thing. I go, no. So
You go to
I
Halloween places for that.
I investigate. I'm very serious. But when we're having the Paracon and the speakers, I want to have a good time like everybody else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Might as well have some fun with it. Well, thank you so much, Don. I
Hey.
really appreciate having you on.
Yeah.
It's always good to see you.
Hey.
All right, we're here at the Virginia City Paracon 2016, and we're talking with Janice Aberdeen, a guest on the show not too long ago, talking about her new book, Demon Song. Glad to see you here, and glad to see you brought your whole collection of books. And you've got a lot more books than what you have here, right?
Right, yes.
Yeah, I saw your list on Amazon. It's pretty good stuff. So I just want to see, did you talk today at the Paracon?
Yes, I did.
Tell us a little bit about what your presentation was about.
My presentation was about the book Demon Song, about why I wrote it, to be fair to both parties, how I felt about people choosing sides, basically. And I tried to keep it lighthearted, of time I spent with Mark and Debbie before they became famous.
And I think that's great because obviously I have a copy of the book, and it's not about sides or what happened afterwards. It's about the beginning of your relationship with them and them as a couple,
Right.
Which I think is important for a lot of people to understand before everyone gets involved with the last minute chaos that happened.
Right.
But everything previous, they didn't know about that. So I think
Yes.
this is a great opportunity for people to learn a little bit more about the background of Mark and Debbie Constantine.
Yes, that's what I thought too. I wanted, there was a lot of news, as you said, and I wanted to say, wait a minute, this is how these people were. They were human beings just like all the rest of us. They had their foibles, their faults, their good points, just like everybody else.
Exactly. So, good. I'm glad you're able to do that and bring that to us, and I'm glad you're able to come on my show and talk a little bit about that.
And I really appreciate that, Stefan, because a lot of people don't want to touch that subject, and I really appreciate that you allowed me to do that.
One of the things about my show is about letting people come on and speak their mind, talk about where they're coming from. It's not about sides or trying to edit a situation. It's everybody has the right to speak their piece. And if not everyone believes that, then that's fine,
Yeah.
but that's their beliefs. But everyone should have an open forum to talk about what they want to talk about.
Yes, and I really appreciated that. I really did.
And it's a really cool picture of me in that book.
Oh, yeah, that's a great
wearing
picture of you.
Wearing my bathing suit and my new Goonie shirt. So thanks for putting that in there so everyone
Well,
get a chance
thanks
to
for
see
letting me use it.
that anytime. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, and
Thank
we will
you.
talk to you again real soon.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you. All right, and that's Janice, and we will be seeing her next time, coming to you live from the Virginia City Paracon 2016. All right, wrapping up the 2016 Virginia City Paracon, I have a chance to meet with a friend of the show, Roxy Breitenstein, and of course, Millie, that we talked about on the show. I want to say it's good to see you again, of course.
Nice seeing you.
And I'm glad that we have a chance to meet again. And go ahead and tell us a little bit more about the story behind Millie and the book, obviously, and just kind of give us a rundown of what's happening here.
I've had Millie for about 3.5 years, and I had purchased her in an antique store, and later found out that she is haunted, and she's a very mischievous, fun-loving spirit. We travel across the United States, visiting places. You know, some people travel with a gnome or a flat Stanley.
Yeah,
I
there you
prefer
go.
a haunted doll.
Why not, right?
Yeah, it just adds a little bit more to it. The book talks about how I found her, how we discovered that she was haunted, and then about some of the things that have happened while we've been out and about traveling.
Nice. What's really cool about that whole concept is not only do you have a cool object for taking pictures of or being in a location, because you're saying the gnome or the flat Stanley thing going on,
Yeah.
you have a doll that is haunted and also doubles as a trigger object for other spirits or anything that might want to migrate to her, like we're talking
Yes.
like children or something that wants to make attention with her.
If I'm in a location that, if I'm investigating a location that I know there's children, I bring her in.
That's great.
One, I think she might like to talk with people her own style, I guess, another spirit, where we like talking with other humans. She might want to talk with some spirit children.
Cool.
I'm pretty picky about where I take her in. I will take her into the Mackey tonight because I've been there and I think it's safe. And it's just, she wants to have fun too. So,
Yeah,
you know,
why not?
yeah.
A great traveling companion.
yeah. And, I don't tell people she's haunted when I'm traveling. That would freak a lot of people out.
Well, she kind of gives off the haunted vibe. As soon as I saw her the first time, I'm like, okay, that's a haunted doll.
Well, can you imagine being on Southwest Airlines and, you're sitting next to a haunted doll? People might kind of freak out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, can I change my seat over there?
So, but yeah, we just, she hangs out in my purse. We've been all through Virginia City, all over. She tends to make people smile a lot
Yeah.
because they usually start reminiscing about their old Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah,
And then, they always want to hold her. They always want to see her candy heart. And I really have had nothing negative with her.
She's a candy heart.
Well, and when the Knickerbocker dolls, this is called the candy heart, which is,
Oh, yeah, the candy heart, like in the Valentine's Day heart. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
so she is a Knickerbocker doll.
Excellent.
Manufactured around 1962. This makes her about 53 years old.
She looks great for her age.
Yeah, well, we've had to replace her legs.
Oh, well, they do kind of new. But that's cool.
She's about the same age as me, the doll. I was born in 62. The spirit is a little girl, roughly 7 to 10 years old. She has actually shown herself to us 3 times now, twice in our kitchen and once in the computer room.
As herself?
Has a little blonde-haired girl.
Oh, nice.
In the kitchen, she hangs out by the sink and helps wash his dishes. Unfortunately, they don't get washed. And then has moved on to the computer room. She does like to be around my husband. My husband is in the computer room a lot. That's now her new place. So,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah. And you'll hear her talk. Occasionally, you'll hear just a little girl laughing, or somebody calling mom, or you just hear a little girl, and you're looking around, and you're the
There's
only
a
one
little
home.
girl here.
So.
And also you turn around and she's smiling at you. So I was like,
Well,
okay.
she's always got a smile, but
Well, she's very friendly and inviting.
she is. And
Like I saw her today, and I'm like, oh, hey. I was like, just wanted to say hi.
yeah, I mean, people when they pick her up, they don't get bad vibes about her.
Not at all.
A lot of people just are attracted to her, and which is fun because it makes any traveling more adventurous and more fun because you meet so many people. Because they see me posing her somewhere, and they'll just come up and start talking to me about her, and they'll start sharing their stories. I was in Wyoming And some people saw me posing her, and they go, "Oh yeah, we traveled through Africa with a rubber chicken." So people start telling you their stories because they want to know your story. And like I said, but I don't usually tell people she's haunted. That might change the way they feel.
Yeah, because they get freaked out or they,
Yeah.
Paranoid.
Yes.
But she's very friendly and inviting.
Yes.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah, and she's good around kids. I've got a granddaughter who's 4 months old, and this week my granddaughter was having an intense conversation with our couch for about 10 minutes. I kept looking at the couch, and I'm like, "What do you see?" So I have to wonder if she was seeing a little blonde girl.
Could be. Kids see a lot of stuff at that
Yeah.
age.
So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
She got a little friend to hang out with.
Yeah, she does. So far it's been a positive experience. I've been really happy with it.
Awesome.
I think she's pretty happy with it too.
As long as you guys keep traveling and having fun.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Nice
Good to see
seeing
you,
you.
Millie, again.
Nice seeing you. And we'll be at the Hornet in August and Preston in September.
Yeah, everybody keeps asking me about Preston. We're going to go up there, and I just might. I haven't been in a while, so and always have fun.
Yeah, it's a great place.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Take care.
All right, so that's going to pretty much wrap it up for us here at the Virginia City Paracon 2016. Had a great day, a lot of great speakers, presentations. Even the vendors were showing so much intuitive equipment, techniques, clothing, jewelry, just quite a huge variety of things that people that are into the paranormal really, truly enjoy. So we will be talking to you guys soon at the next event. We have to go now and get ready for tonight's investigation. Talk to you guys soon. Stay haunted.